noticed that the Kreplakistani warhead has gone missing. If you want it back, you're going to have to pay me $1 million. Sorry. $100 billion.
Gentlemen.
Ah, the sweet Austin Power days of 1997 when Dr. Evil realized $1 million wasn't enough, and now $100 million is pocket change to the wealthiest in America. Tesla CEO Elon Musk could officially become the first trillionaire with Tesla's newly announced massive 423 million share pay package for the CEO. There is a catch. First, he has to increase Tesla's value to $8.5 trillion. You see that on the right of your screen. It's far beyond the company's current $1 trillion value you see on the left. And look at that in the green. That would be double the most valuable company on the market today, which is NVIDIA. Here's the chair of Tesla's board of directors.
Coming up with a plan that will incent, motivate, have his time, focus and attention on Tesla. We needed to come up with a plan that was super ambitious.
Also, he was part of the plan. He met with the board 10 times leading up to this, so he was part of exactly what this pay package could look like. I think it's important to note it takes 10 years to potentially get to this, which would be a massive milestone of $8.5 trillion in market cap. Also, he has to deliver on a number of other issues, getting deliveries up. They are facing fierce competition, especially in Europe, when it comes to Chinese electric vehicles, BYD. Other issues like robo-taxis. So there's a number of milestones he has to get to. He did tell Bloomberg in May he plans to be there in 5 years, and that's what the board wants to hear. Something else that's really interesting in this pay package, this was the quote directly from the board. Part of the compensation discussion is that he would receive assurances that Musk's involvement with the political sphere would wind down in a timely manner,
ding, ding,
AKA
ding.
Stay out of Washington.
Yeah, and here's an example why the board wants him to stay the hell out of politics. Look at Tesla stock. Okay, so starting in January, 423.79, and you can see it literally plummet during the time that Elon Musk was in the White House doing Doge. And then when he left, it started to come back up, but it's still not where it was before the inauguration.
He obviously did incredible damage to the Tesla brand this past winter with Doge. And obviously this compensation is highly conditional, but in a lot of ways it does kind of remind me of 2009 when all of the bankers blew up the economy and we're getting bonuses even though they were the ones who caused the problem. And so it seems like a dicey political situation.
You know, it's kind of funny, all the money in the world and like what beat Musk back was like Washington bureaucracy, right? Like, you know, I really don't have so many. I mean, I think it makes clear, I think that's your Abby's point, he did do serious brand damage and tied himself more literally to Trump. I think his removal from politics will come as a welcome sign. Also to some Republicans who look back and think about things like the Wisconsin state race that happened here. He turned out to be a motivator for the other side in the way that they hadn't seen since Donald Trump himself. So I think not just Democrats. Democrats might miss him if he winds back from the political sphere.
These are such big numbers, it's hard to think about them in context. So check this out. These are the countries. We're talking about one man. We're talking about the countries here that have a GDP of more than $1 trillion. U.S., China, Germany, and it goes on and on and on and on. Musk would be, if this all went through, and again, as we said, it's a big if, around $2 trillion, which is more than the countries that you see that are in bold. That's Spain, South Korea, Australia, Mexico, Turkey, Indonesia, Netherlands, Saudi Arabia. That's surprising. And Poland.
Just the number, it's just so hard to wrap your head around it. But it is interesting to me to hear that sort of caveat about his political involvement, especially as we see all these other giants of industry sitting next to the president at his events. You know, also all these other massive industries and companies that have brand name and want to protect that brand when we see what happened to the Tesla brand after Elon Musk was involved in the Doge effort. So that's interesting. I don't know what what it looks like, but the timeline, I think, and the strings that are attached to it are relevant.
Well, he's also in charge of XAI, and he wasn't at the AIA dinner last night. So there's
Well,
clearly a lot of distance there still between the president and Elon Musk.
I think bad blood is probably. I didn't want to let the whole show go without quoting Taylor. All right, thank you all.